Hello everyone, Grandmaster VAR Akobian, and I'm here with my student Jonathan Mactink, and we're going to take a look at the games from the IM Norm tournament. And this is the game played between IM Wang versus IM Stefanov. Let's take a look, Jonathan, to this exciting game. B3, right
Ooh,
off the bat,
we haven't
we've
seen
got the
one.
Larson. We've got the Larson, the first Larson of the GM and IM tournaments from the St. Louis. So, of course, this was popularized by Grandmaster Bent Larson, and e5 is one of the top choices. Bishop b2, hitting the pawn. Knight c6, c4. So oftentimes, white plays c4 after playing b3 and transposes to, some type of English positions. So takes knight d5, a3. And this is also could be referred as a reversed Sicilian, okay? It's like a reverse Sicilian. White has got an extra tempo. Bishop d6, queen c2, b4. I'm not quite sure about the move before. It seems like it's time to get some pieces out. D3, knight d2, knight gf3. That's a kind of approach I would try to go for, So I put the knight on d2. But I don't necessarily like this too much because now a6. Okay, knight c3. It looks okay. And right off the bat here, there is a move here. Castle is played. There's a very interesting move here, Jonathan. Knight d4. Activating the knight and hitting the
Oh,
queen.
wow.
You can't take because pawn takes check, and I'm going to pick up your bishop.
X-ray is an
So
X-ray.
of course, probably queen b1. You're not going to take, but guess what? Bishop e6. Leaving it there, say still you can have it, but if you take it, takes it. Take it, guess what? Check. Discovery check on the queen, and now on the king, and now winning the queen. So that's why
That's
it's
awesome.
tricky. You have to get your pieces developed, guys.
I have not seen the king in front of the queen be used aggressively before, because usually I learned that this is like a big mistake to share the file with the king and queen, but this is
Yeah.
really nice.
So here the problem is you can't even take it. So it's not so clear how you're going to get rid of the knight on d4. So you might have to play a move like knight f3, perhaps knight f3, but obviously after the exchanges occur, bishop, castle, black is just absolutely comfortable here. Okay. So yeah, he definitely had this opportunity to play knight d4. I am Stefanov, but he chose to play castle. Knight f3, e4, d4 takes take. Now a5. I like this move a5 because it opens up the diagonal, and now b takes a5. Another alternative here is to play the move e5, but then we have to calculate this line. Takes, 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 check, queen f6. Takes a3. I kind of like this a little bit for black because the a pass pawn is quite strong, So bishop d7, and black is slightly better here for sure. Just mainly because of the a pass pawn here. So white had the option to do that, but decided to take. Rook takes a5, queen c3. Now, if you are wondering why not do the tactical bishop takes g7 here, king takes, and if you play the check, black can even play a move rook e5 and blockade. So otherwise losing the rook on a5. Okay.
Or is there also like queen like
There is also
f6?
queen e5. Absolutely, Jonathan. There is also move queen e5, and then you will pick up the rook here. So that doesn't quite work. So I played rook g5, h4, rook g6. This rook looks kind of funny here, but I think it's good. It's good for black still. I play rook e8.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna get stuck.
e3. Yeah. So the thing is, even if you play, let's say, bishop e2, you take on g4, then at some point, bishop g4, the light scores are so weak. So rook g6 comes in, bishop b5, c6, bishop e2, and bishop e5. Eventually, black decided to trade the bishops and to get into a slightly favorable position. So we get to this endgame, and it's favorable for black because the a3 pawn is weak, d2 pawn is weak. So, and d4 plate immediately, because let's say if you castle, you could run into a problem with this. Rook d6 here, and let's say even rook d5, you're going to be tied up to this d2 pawn. So he goes here, rook d5. Yeah, so that's why he tried to play the move d5. Now takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, rook d6. Rook d6 attacking the bishop, bishop e2, f8. This is a very nice endgame for black because he has got 2 on 1, and these pawns are very, very hard to attack. And in the meantime, the a pawn is just simply isolated here. So he goes here, rook d2, bishop f3, king e7, rook fd1, take, rook a5, pawn, rook d3. Yeah, here actually black is almost winning. All he has to do here is actually pass pawns. They meant to be pushed, Jonathan. So here is a typical moment where you just have to just roll your pawns. You don't have to worry about that. You just continue pushing those pawns. Okay, so that's what he had to do. Rook c3, king d6, and the bishop is just pawn is coming to b5 next, pawn b5 next, accommodated by bishop e6, and just slowly just rolling the pawns down. It's actually a winning advantage for black. So he played a bit too hesitant here, and now maybe bishop e2 was better. Still, important here is to get the king in. Get the king in, start rolling those pawns, okay? And white is trying to push. And now rook g1 is coming, some counterplay. Yeah, you can't take because of the bishop f5 check. See, if you take, there's this check. And if you go here, h5, and after taking on g4, it'll be a winning king and pawn endgame. So it's a nice play here. h4. King g3 now hitting the rook. Check. Attacking the bishop. And yeah, they agree to a draw here because you have to go back. You have to go back to d7. Otherwise, you're dropping b5 and c5. So basically, it ended in a repetition like this. Very interesting game. Good fight from both players. Definitely black had the better of it. And at some point, he just hesitated. And I want to just highlight the key moment here.
Yeah.
When you have the opportunity, when you get those positions, okay, it's important to think about rolling those pawns, okay? Just start, don't, they look pretty, but you got to start pushing those pawns. That's the advantage of having 2 on 1, okay? So it's
one question about this island, like 1 against 2 here. So do you just focus on pushing the c pawn as much as possible, or do you want to just try kind of toggle?
Well, I want to push both, but I can't push the b pawn because c6 is hanging. So that's why I start with c5.
Okay, I see.
But the island on a3 is just a really weak pawn, okay? It's like a real weakness. Okay?
So you can keep pushing, attacking that, and then just push your c pawn.
You just want to start advancing those pawns, and at some point, just get it further down the board and try to queen it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but your rook is definitely much more active because it's attacking on a3, and the rook on d3 is defending it.
That's perfect. And then the last question is, was it relinquish the defender, or like what was the terminology used for like moving a piece away? Kind of like from the tactic from earlier in the game with the rooks and the queen. I think it was like the potential queen e5, but
that's just a double attack.
Just a double attack.
Double attack, but that didn't quite work here.
Yeah.
But you always have to watch out for it, okay? But that was a double attack idea. All right, great guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this game, and we'll be back with more videos for you from the St. Louis IM tournament.
Thank you.
See you soon.